Ferdinand Magellan in a Nutshell by Katlyn D. So who is Magellan? Born in Portugal, Magellan sailed for the Spanish instead of Portugal on his most famous expedition. He laid claim for the Spanish on the Spice Islands. Ferdinand Magellan was the captain of the first ship to circumnavigate the globe. Credited with being the first person to circumnavigate the globe, but he died before he reached Spain, which was his starting point. He found the Strait of Magellan and created an accurate map of the east coast of South America. And although Magellan was born in Portugal, the king told him that he would not fund an expedition to the west, so Magellan sailed for Spain instead. Ferdinand Magellan sailed for the Portuguese to the Indies by going around Africa in his first expedition. However, when Magellan asked the king of Portugal to fund a trip around the Americas, the king told him that he would not fund the trip. Disappointed, Magellan traveled to Spain, where the king of Spain funded an expedition to sail around the Americas and into Asia. Though Magellan did not live through the whole trip, he was made captain of 5 ships, 2 of which made it back to Spain, giving him the title of the first person to circumnavigate the earth. The picture on the right is the Strait of Magellan, where he went through a small passageway to get to the Pacific Ocean. The map shows where he started in Spain. He went around the southern part of South America, into the Pacific Ocean, and into Asia from there. The Treaty of Tordesillas was put into place by a priest to stop the fighting between the Spanish and the Portuguese over the land of the New World. At the time, Portugal and Spain were the 2 biggest power sources in the Old World, so to stop the fighting about who got which territory, the Portuguese got all the land to the west of the Treaty of Tordesillas divide, and Spain got all the land to the east. This blocked Spain from sailing around Africa to reach the Spice Islands. Magellan found that if you sail west through Spain's territory, you'll get into the Pacific Ocean, and therefore you can sail into the Spice Islands. That means that the Spice Islands also belong to Spain. So the King of Portugal was not happy that one of his citizens was betraying him and helping the enemy, so he sent his own ships to attack him. The attack did not help Magellan's sailors' spirits throughout this journey, because Magellan, being of Portuguese descent, had to earn their trust, and he stopped a near mutiny. But that did not stop one of his ships from turning around right before he got to the Strait of Magellan and abandoning him to sail back to Spain. This is a picture of the Treaty of Tordesillas, and all of the land to the west was supposed to be Portugal's, and all the land to the east was supposed to be Spain's. Timeline. Ferdinand Magellan was born in 1480. He becomes the Queen's messenger in Portugal in 1492. He set sail on his first expedition for Portugal in 1505, and this is where he sailed around Africa. In 1512, he begins planning his route to sail around the Americas. In 1519, Magellan sets sail from Spain and starts his famous expedition. In 1519, a failed mutiny wrecks one of his ships, and this is very devastating for his crew. And in 1520, he begins making new discoveries in the New World. Also in 1520, one of his ships turns back and sails for Spain. In 1520, they found the Strait of Magellan. 1521, his ships land in Guam. 1521, he makes friends with a Philippine leader. He dies of spear wounds after making friends with this leader and going into war with him. In 1522, his ships continue back to Spain. And in 1800, this is very important, the Magellan Clouds are named, and this is a galaxy that Magellan found that they officially named long after his death. So, the summary. Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese citizen that sailed for Spain. Magellan was credited as the first person to circumnavigate the globe. Magellan's route made it possible for the Spanish to lay claim on the Spice Islands. The Strait of Magellan was named after Ferdinand for his amazing discoveries that there was a passageway to the Pacific from the Atlantic. And the other resources, these are the resources I used to get this information. Thanks for watching.